folks about a lot of the segments that we're going to do, basically a bunch of news, status, and stuff like that. First of all, let's get this out of the way. All right, let's talk about myself and my business briefly. We don't have to go into super duper detail about it, because the good news is it's good news. For the first time since probably like November of last year, I have good news for you in regards to myself and the business. Okay, right now I think I have found a balance. Okay, and what I mean by that is a balance between uploading the videos to YouTube, but also the new style of videos and things that I'm now doing for Twitch. Okay, and that balance is allowing me now to make enough between the money that I'm making on ad revenue on YouTube with my partnership with Curse, who I'm with now, and the tips and bits and the cheers that I'm getting on Twitch, combined with Patreon, which I have to call out Patreon because the thing is, with the focus that I've now done on Twitch, a lot of people have forgotten completely about Patreon, which isn't good because obviously Patreon is an integral part of everything going on here, and it always has been for the past 2 years a way that supplements my income and allows me to afford my life and my bills and everything, and allows me to buy the games and do everything I need to do for the business, all right? So between those three main income sources, all right, I now have enough to support myself and pay my bills and everything. It was very, very hairy there. From November until just recently, I didn't know what was going to happen in regards to the bills and everything, because every month it was something different. First, all of a sudden, YouTube ad revenue tanked at the end of last year. Then the views tanked out of nowhere because YouTube changed the algorithm of how they count views, which is fucking ridiculous. Then early on this year, again in February, ad revenue dipped by 50%. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you just changed the algorithm for views, and now you're going to also take away 50% of ad revenue. And that was because they screwed up, and you all know the deal. You've seen the Wall Street Journal article that YouTube basically was not in touch with its advertisers, and a bunch of advertisers pulled their funding and said, we're not going to advertise on your website anymore because it's all automated, and you're giving ads for our businesses to people who aren't the target market. In particular, you're putting on offensive videos like racist tirades and, terrorist videos and stuff. And it's ridiculous that your website has no checks and balances. So all that happened, right? And I was nervous because, let's face it, YouTube was my bread and butter. YouTube was probably about 80%, if not more, of my monthly income. And seeing that giant dip in February, I had to make a change. And I changed. And as you've seen, my gameplay videos now are different, more interactivity, right? Okay. And, it basically has worked out. And I didn't know if it would. I mean, when I started to change in late February, early March, it was an experiment. I didn't know if being more focused on a Twitch audience would be the solution. But it has worked out for the most part. And now I've seen basically everything going on Twitch has like doubled or tripled. And it's on the way up. Every day I'm getting more followers. I'm getting more people subbing. And it's great. It's a great feeling. I love interacting with people here live on the stream. Okay. And it's a great, fun, positive experience. By the way, Dihikse, I apologize, I have no idea how to pronounce your name. Dihikse or Dihikse just said, guess who has said that this would happen to YouTube for years? It was you, Phil, with the content creators and the advertisers. Right. Listen, unlike a lot of people who do YouTube for a living, I actually went to school for business. I worked at a major corporation for 5 years. Okay, I have a business mind. Now, I know I make a lot of mistakes because the bottom line is there's no guide to success for the internet, okay? There just isn't. This whole thing with YouTube and everything was a brand new thing that no one had ever experienced before. But from a business-minded perspective, seeing what YouTube was doing with automation and constantly changing the site and not listening to feedback from people who were providing the content that was making them money, right? I'm the content creator. I put the content on your website that brings viewers to watch ads so YouTube can make money. If you ignore me, then you're ignoring the person that's making you the money, right? But that's what YouTube has always done. They've completely ignored the feedback of the people who are their bread and butter and allow them to make money on YouTube. And it just blew up finally. How many years can you have automated systems that don't work? Copyright strikes, false copyright strikes, left and right, all over the fucking website with no real recourse. And basically, you're guilty until proven innocent, which is the opposite of the U.S. court system. So basically, their entire system is illegal and would not hold up in a court of law. But that's the system that they do. A content ID system that claims videos and ad revenue on a video for a song, when in reality, again, if you brought it to court, no judge in his right mind would ever say, because a song played in a video, you made 100% of all proceeds ever of that video go to that one person or that one company who owns the rights to the song. No, that would never happen, but that's how YouTube treats it, because it's all automated. They always look for the easy way out, the easy solution. So, it's not surprising in this day and age that their automated ad divvying system, right, giving advertisements for life insurance and buying a car and putting it on videos from YouTubers who cater their stuff to kids, right? So kids sitting there, 8-year-old kids watching PewDiePie, and he's getting advertisements for all this shit. Do you really think he's going to go buy a fucking car? No, he can't. And then they put the ads on videos that obviously are advertiser unfriendly with, excessive swearing, racist stuff, terrorist stuff. Of course, there's finally going to be a backlash when these advertisers finally take a look at their books and they say, we put so-and-so number of dollars into advertisement on YouTube. What did we even see as a return on investment? And then they go to see, well, let's do some research to see where our ads are actually going, to see, what our return on investment is. And they immediately start finding these fucking terrible videos that their ads are on. And they're like, what the hell? Of course. But anyone could have told you this, but YouTube doesn't listen. That's the problem. YouTube has no actual way to have interactivity with them where you can give them this feedback. And when they do give feedback, the rare times when they'll ask for it, they completely and utterly ignore it. There have been many times over the years that they ask, what do you think about this change to the website? What do you think about this new layout that we're going to launch? What do you think? And everyone will respond. And if anyone gives a negative response, they disregard it. They only read the ass-kissing comments. So how are you ever going to improve if all you ever read is the ass-kissing, And I myself have learned this over the years, right? There's been people who have been very critical of my stuff, and a lot of the times I go, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, right? But over the years, I've mellowed out to that, and I've become a lot more receptive to criticism because I've realized that criticism is a good thing as long as it's constructive, as long as it's not destructive. If you're going to go to YouTube and say, well, fuck you guys are pieces of shit, and you're dumb fucks, and you're never going to do it right, fuck you. No, that's not criticism. But if you go to YouTube and you say, I really don't think that this new channel layout is going to work because it looks like a textbook page, and it's going to disengage people from coming to my channel page because it doesn't look creative anymore, that's valid constructive criticism. The problem is YouTube just says delete, 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 because we know better than you. And that's why YouTube is in the situation it is right now. So, the good news is, folks, that I have found a balance. Officially now, I'm basically in this situation where I found a balance between the streaming on Twitch in a new method, right? The new way that I'm doing it, and still uploading the videos to YouTube. And right now, I'm good. Now, I'm not saying that that's permanent, and I'm certainly not saying that it's going to be for the future. I'm locked in. There's no way to even say that. Look at how many times over the years that I've done this kind of thing for a living, right? I've done it since 2011, and how many changes I've had to freaking implement, and all the things I've had to do to basically stay where I am and keep doing this as a job, all right? It hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of road bumps and a lot of problems, but together, you and I, right, have overcome them. Now, you may be a new viewer and this is news to you, but I have a pretty dedicated, long-time fan base, people that have been with me through thick and thin over the years. I've had to change my content a million times. I mean, I used to just have a camera pointed at my television that I record 10-minute segments and upload to YouTube, this terrible quality footage, and then it went to direct capture, it went to live streaming, it went to integrating things like more vlogging and podcasts and things like that, and now we are where we are today. Many different changes. But yeah, I am very, very happy now because it looks to me like if I could keep things where they are right now, we're good to go. It looks like I'm good business. I won't have to worry about finances and stuff. I won't have to basically be constantly telling you, oh, guys, I'm in a crisis and I need your help with this or this. It'll be more like business as usual, where every day people can come out to the streams, watch, and as long as people continue to participate with cheers and subs and tips and stuff like that, which they have been, that's the thing, they have been doing that constantly for the past 3 months almost. It's been consistent, which is a good thing. And as long as people continue to watch the videos on YouTube, I think everything's going to be fine. I do. And that's again, it feels so much better for me to be able to say that after 6 months of being in a tumultuous situation where I didn't know if this was going to work out, to be able to do this and say I feel kind of safer, not completely safe, but at least safer for the first time in 6 months is a load off my chest. It really is. Okay. So, folks, that's the deal with myself in the business right now. Everything is good. I want to say thank you to everyone